According to Bankrate, 74% of Americans have financial regret. I know I do, which is why I've written books and programs about money and have relaunched this channel. Most commonly, 21% of Americans regret not saving for retirement early enough. Ditto on that one. 15% take on too much credit card debt. Ditto for me too. And 14% not saving enough for emergency expenses. This one I nailed. So, what other money mistakes are Americans making? This is Money Habits. I'm your host, Dr. Stephanie Aldrich, and I like to talk about money and habits that can help you improve your life. If you're new here to the channel and you like the video, please hit the subscribe button down below and stay till the end so you too can learn what money mistakes that you need to avoid. So we're going to go over 10 money mistakes you must avoid at all costs. The first one is spending more than you make. This goes without saying. This is probably the biggest money mistake that you can make. It's the fastest way to get yourself into a money hole with debt and payments that you may not be able to make on a monthly basis. This is why creating a budget, I know it's the B word, B-U-D-G-E-T, but if you want to build wealth, you have to know where your money is going. Look, myself, I didn't do one until 2020 when the economy was going bad and my practice was shut down. And the results, though, that I've seen from formally writing down a written budget that I track each and every month, the results that I've seen have been remarkable. I've paid off consumer debt, I've paid off business debt, and that includes my house and my car. I know doing a budget is a pain, but it's a necessary pain. I've seen it with my own eyes. It definitely works. The next one is not saving or investing. Most of the time, we think we've got plenty of time to invest when we're older. And then we wake up one day and we realize that we're older and we haven't saved anything. It's tough, and I know that, especially with the economy, especially with inflation. We start out making peanuts when we're young. Then we get a raise, and we decide that we deserve that new car, to kind of show off to our friends. But along comes 84 payments, because that's all we can afford is to branch it out into 84 payments. Then we meet the person that we love and that we want to marry. And then, boom, pops out a couple of kids. And we realize that our new house and those kids are what's eating up our income. I spent my 20s and most of my 30s paying off my practice and student loans. The internet was brand new then at that time, and it didn't occur to me that I should be investing and paying off my debt at the same time. I did what I did and could have retired by now if I would have started investing earlier. So hopefully this is catching you when you're young so you don't waste your youth on not building wealth and harnessing the power of compound interest. The next one is debt. So I was raised in a family that bought everything on payments. Even our Christmas presents were bought on layaway. Are you guys old enough to remember layaway plans? If so, hit me up in the comments and say, layaway! So looking back on it, my parents had to be stressed because my father was laid off many, many times during his career at the steel plants, and even GM closed down by us. Because they had a lot of payments, their paychecks would go out just as fast as they came in. I started out doing the same thing until I found a better way, and that's to save up, and that's to pay cash. That way, once I make a purchase, it's done and I can move on to other things I want to save up for and buy. And during that savings time, I may change my mind. And sometimes I don't want to buy that thing I was saving up for and decide to do something else. Luckily, I do things in this order, so I have the luxury of changing my mind ahead of making the purchase and not regret it afterwards like so many people do. The next one is not learning about money. I didn't have the luxury of having the internet growing up. But I do now watch tons of YouTube videos and listen to podcasts constantly, filling my mind with knowledge and know-how. There's no excuse nowadays for not being good with money. There's so many ways to get wealthy. All you have to do is choose one way and learn as much about it as you can. Then all you have to do is implement that knowledge and take action. Knowledge without action is a waste of time. Instead of watching Netflix, start watching YouTube videos and building wealth, diversifying your investments, and getting into real estate or even starting a business. Learn about money and start building wealth. It's easier than you think. The next one is make your own money. This is for the ladies out there. Depending on your man for money, there's still women out there that don't work and stay home with the kids. Maybe your hubby is an athlete or a high-level executive. Even though you, as a family, make a lot of money, that doesn't mean that he won't leave you high and dry when he sees some young, hot, pretty little thing out there. I've had this discussion with some of my own friends and family members who stayed home. Always, always, always make your own money. Then if something happens, you can support yourself and your kids, no problem. I know this may sound like male bashing, but it's a fact, and I love my men's out there, but there's a lot of men without integrity, and ladies, just protect yourself and your wallet. The next one is no emergency fund. You've heard it before. You hear it all the time. You have to have an emergency fund. Most people recommend 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash in case something happens. I follow Murphy's Law, and Murphy's Law states that something will always happen. Your kid falls off his bike and breaks his arm. Phew! I'm glad I have my deductible covered in my emergency fund. The air conditioner breaks in the middle of July during the hottest days on record. Phew! Glad I can get that fixed and buy a new one because I have money in my emergency fund. My friend at work just got laid off, and I think I'm going to be next. Phew! I'm going to be glad that I have enough money stashed away that can carry me through getting a new job. Your emergency fund is just insurance for a rainy day, and treat it like that. The next one is not diversifying. I think it's important to never depend on one thing. That includes one income stream or one type of investment. It's good to have a side hustle or a little business on the side that lights you up as well as brings in some side money. It's a good thing to own multiple types of investments like real estate, stocks and bonds, or even gold or other precious metals. When one area is booming, another area could be getting hit, and it's a good idea to average out the gains to protect you in the long run. The next one is brand new cars. Jeez, I can't believe how expensive cars and trucks are getting nowadays. I've always bought new cars and kept them for a very long time or leased them through my business. But with prices being so high, I'm kind of rethinking my plans for the future. Right now, I drive a 2016 Subaru, and I have no plans on getting anything new. I'll definitely buy a used car in the future. That new car is worth 50% less in 5 years. So why pay all that money up front when I can pay less for a used one? It makes more sense to my wallet, and it can do the same thing for you. The next one is impulse spending. It's so easy to get on Amazon or Target and just swipe a few times and buy what you want when you're sitting on your couch after work, relaxing and watching Netflix. You know what? I get it, but maybe it's too easy. An easy way to calm down your impulse shopping is to erase your credit card from your account. That way you create a little bit of friction between you and your purchase. Every time you want to buy something, you have to get up off your butt and go get your credit card and enter the number into your account to pay for it. Yeah, I know, it's a pain in the butt, but it's also a great method to stop the overspending on stupid stuff you really don't need. Yeah, I know, I'm good. The next one is a bad attitude, especially bad attitude towards money. When people don't have money, they talk bad about it and those that have it. And that's not a good attitude to have. If you think bad about money, you don't do the things you need to go get it. And there are certain things you have to do to go get money. Think of money as freedom and feel the bliss you'll have when you have enough so you don't have to go to work anymore. Imagine that. If that doesn't light a fire under your butt to go get some more, I don't know what else will. So be good to your money and make it work for you instead of the other way around. Those were the 10 money mistakes you must avoid at all costs. However, I have a bonus one for you. And that is get a prenup. So this goes along with number 5 on our list about not depending on your hubby for your money. This is also true for you ladies that own your own business like me and are main breadwinners in the relationship. Protect yourself, ladies, before you get married, because once you do, half is his no matter where you live, unless you have a prenup saying otherwise. I have one, and I feel safe if anything goes wrong. Well, that's it for the show today. I'm glad you guys made it. Thanks for watching. Which money mistakes are you going to avoid this week? Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, this is Money Habits.